What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Talking a little Sixers NBA draft. How about that conversation? We'll do Crumb of the Week, but Phillies talk. Cristopher Sanchez extended is Ranger next. We're going to talk about it. Giddy up.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
You know it. Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Got to make them yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right down there on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Mwagovic, no Uncle Sweeps tonight. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there joining us, welcome in. We got a lot to go over. Crumb of the Week. At the end of the show, we do it every Sunday. We'll deliver it. Sixers NBA draft plans. How about that conversation? Like, I haven't had that one in a while. You know what I mean? Hey, wasn't on my bingo card. 16th pick of the draft. Do they move it? What do they do with it? We'll talk about it. Phillies next 7 games. We'll preview, dissect, probably be 5-2. Everybody on the panel, if not 6-1, I'm sure. That's how we operate. Phillies extend. Cristopher Sanchez. Is Ranger Suarez next? Guys, right into our poll question. You can vote on it everywhere. Let us know. The Phillies stole Cristopher Sanchez extension, locking him up for a team-friendly deal. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, join the conversation tonight. I couldn't agree more. As of right now, a lot can change, right? Guy could get hammered the rest of the year. I don't necessarily see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's happened.
I think you can say 2 things about the 2 left-handers in this lineup.
He threw pretty well last year too, if you remember. I mean, not as well as he's thrown now, but
there was a couple of things last year, Wills, right? Like I don't know if he was stretched out enough. He was always going 5. He was like almost like an opener, like a little more extended of an opener. It felt like where you only go like 5 innings for you. I think the big thing this year is he ticked that up, right? He has a lot of games where he's going 7. And the biggest thing you could say about both lefties in this rotation is they fill it up. You understand? They fill it up. They're on attack. Like you say to young pitchers all the time, live in the zone. Like the batters get themselves out. Live in the zone, please. Because if you live in the zone, even at the highest level, and you trust your stuff, and obviously you got to have good stuff. You can live in the zone throwing 78, and it's going to go out of the zone real quick. But, okay, out of the ballpark real quick. But the big thing is he attacks. You know, you look at his walk numbers. I mean, they're really low, right? Doesn't walk a lot of guys. And the only time those guys have bad outings is when they do. It's when they have control issues. So he's another guy that really relies on his control, hitting spots, keeping guys off balance. And he's done a tremendous job of that. So, I mean, it's hard to like anybody to disagree with it because look at his body of work this year, right? And you know, I thought you look at let's go over his last 5, right? Diamondbacks today, 7 innings pitched, 4 punchies, 0 walks. Padres, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 punchies, 1 walk. Okay, Boston's his worst outing, right? Where he pitched 4 innings, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Okay, but Milwaukee before that, 6 innings, 2 punchies, 1 walk, 1 earned run. And then the Giants, 6 innings, no earned runs, 7 punchies, 1 walk. So I mean, he's been really good this year, and I don't even want to say it's like
very good.
I think we just watched the guy get better, which is fun. You don't always get to see that with guys. And listen, it's enjoyable to watch, and I think they absolutely got him early, right? Because pitching's a commodity in this league, right? And if you have a couple years where you throw really good, first off, that arbitration is going to go sky high, okay? And then 2, somebody's going to overpay for a guy. So, listen, and I think funky lefties are obviously a really good thing in this league. And his delivery's funky. I think he hides the ball well. Like, he's just funky. He's just funky in a way, right? He's not like
Cole Medina.
He's not.
And he can still gas it, though, too. He still gets up like 97 when he wants to.
He really does, which is surprising because you watch him and you're like, You know, you think like 94, 93.
Yeah, I think he hangs like 94, but he pumps up to 97 every once in a while.
He does. He does. So I agree, guys. What do you guys say? You agree? You disagree?
I'm right on board with you. I think he's been great. I like.
Oh.
I mean, he's
top 3 in the NL.
He's got the 30 already.
Yeah.
In the NL.
Yeah.
We have the top. We have the top 3 guys. We have the top
Yeah.
3 guys in baseball. You want to know why they're winning? Top 3 guys in baseball.
Yeah.
And
guess
on
what?
your bingo card, again, on your bingo card, if you look over the rotation, you wouldn't say those. Maybe you would say Ranger, but I think it would be tough to say Ranger would be top 3. Like,
no,
he's really
Wheeler
good.
probably the only one that you were going into the season. You're like, hopefully these guys are under 3.5.
And then maybe you're like, all right, Noel was like the lights out at the beginning of the year for something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the only way you could be like, okay, you have 3 guys. You would never think 3. And the fact that they have 3 guys and your 2 lefties are
and Noah's been good as hell too. Like he hasn't been bad either. It's crazy.
It's
crazy. It really is. It's wild. I mean, they're pitching great, and I totally agree with everything that you said, and I agree that I think that Rangers should be next. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this is a fluke. I mean, 2 years ago, I think last year Ranger just had some issues. He's a little banged up. He just wasn't throwing strikes. He was walking too many people. He's got his control back now, and he looks dominant. So, I mean, I got to lock him up before he ends up having a Cy Young year. That number, going to hike that number up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll finish the Glaze agree party. The other thing we look at him too is, we saw in this offseason that, yes, they were in on Yamamoto, but they weren't really in on anybody else, right? They liked what they saw in Cristopher Sanchez coming into spring training towards, Wills, what you said, towards the end of the year last year, right? I think, when you look at his year last year, I think he got stuck with some of those Robbie Thompson lefty lineups, right? To where he didn't have a quote unquote major league team behind him at some points. And he, even though he was throwing good, the offense was throwing up goose eggs. But I think the other side of it too, with his resurgence the last, year and a half, we'll say, half of last year and into this year, is he's growing into his body, right? You know what I mean? He's 6'5", 6'6". Those pitchers sometimes take a little longer, especially when they don't have a college career, right, to kind of build into their body. And it took him a little bit, but he's been absolutely filthy this year. He is Dirty Sanchez right now because, and when you look today, he lived in the bottom of the zone, right? If they were going to hit him, it wasn't going to be elevated. And he lived in that bottom of the zone, and he was filthy today.
Greg has been using Glaze too much. I agree with whoever said that. He just loves glazed donuts so much he can't get his fucking mind off them.
That guy's amazing.
F-bomb too already. Fuck.
That again.
That's two.
I can't help myself.
I mean, look, he's thrown 84 innings, right? 84 innings, 24 walks. 24.
And he actually potentially could have complete game today, right? But I know Robbie probably wanted to get Alvarado and Hoffman some work because they hadn't pitched in a couple of days. But he only had like 85 pitches through 7th innings.
Did about 2.5 walks per 9, something like that. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
No, it's really low when you compare it. Even like, I mean, Wheeler's at like 99 innings and 25 walks or something, but it's still like that same. They're on the same path.
Less than 3 walks per 9. I mean, that's how you want it.
I mean, listen, he started, Sanchez started 3 games in 2022, so it wasn't like much of a sample size. But even then, when he first came up, like then he pitched 40 innings, he had 17 walks, right?
Yeah.
Last year, really good, right? With his 3.44 just coming up, 99 innings, again, back to the walks, 16 of them. I think the big thing last year was the long ball. He gave up 16 homers last year. He gave up 5 in his little 15 games he pitched in 2022. So keeping the ball in the park, keeping the ball down, working.
How many homers does he get up this year?
I think he's only given up 1.
Just one. I mean, yeah, that's great.
It was 1.
That's
so
great.
You see the evolution. I mean, his whip's worse this year than it is last year. Somehow. Which I don't even know how that's possible. But either way. Yeah, either way.
Well, he's getting a lot of ground balls, which is great, though, because it seems like he got a lot of fly balls before with the home run numbers against him. So he's getting a lot of ground balls, which helps. Even if you do walk a guy or let up a single, ground balls, pitcher's best friend, get a double play. And he got one today when they had a guy on.
Early on.
Yeah.
I think it was first inning.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, listen, he's been great. He's been great. He's been very I think everyone would probably point to Ranger because Ranger's been so great. Like, he's probably the Cy Young leader in the NL. But, like, Sanchez is almost more surprising for me because I wasn't expecting him to be this good. Like, I thought Ranger had this possibly potential in him. I didn't expect Sanchez to be this good, which is just icing on the cake. No glaze.
No glaze.
Hashtag no glaze. But it's why we're at where we're at. It's why we're the best team in the NL. And me and Greg,
baseball.
Me and Greg been talking about it all year.
We're back over the Yankees again, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baseball. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that. Okay,
yeah,
but I knew they were close.
They had a rough weekend.
Yeah. Either way, best team in the NL, best team in baseball.
Yeah. Either way,
we're right there with each other. So, but the point is that without Sanchez, you're not the best team in baseball.
Facts.
Like that's how it works. Like you need guys to go on this type of run and be this good. You need this kind of stuff. You need young guys to keep growing. Ranger, Sanchez, you need that. You can't go out and spend $1 billion, right? You can't. It's impossible. So to surround your money, you need to surround your money. And honestly, Dave Dombrowski, I'll continue to say, Dave Dombrowski saved the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, Bryce Harper came here, and it was the start of it. But when Dave came in after Bryce, okay, he changed the Philadelphia Phillies. He did. He did.
Yeah, we've gotten some good finds out of him too.
Because the other regime only knew how to hunt stars, right? That's all they were going to be able to do, right? Clintack and whoever the hell else was around when McPhail, when we signed Bryce and then traded for JT and did all that stuff, they knew how to find that. Who can't, right?
Right.
I don't know
who can't overpay for everything, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they had the capabilities to be that good of a baseball guy to build out rosters like Dave Dombrowski had. And John Middleton's greatest move wasn't even the flight out to get Bryce Harper. It wasn't even the flight out to get Bryce Harper. His biggest move was signing Dave Dombrowski.
Agreed.
His biggest move. I'll argue with anybody. Players win. I get it. But you need the architect. It starts with the architect. If you have the architect in place, then you're good.
And you can't just win by just throwing a ton of money at everybody. You need the guys that come up through your system. You need to find some diamonds in the rough because, like you said, you can't pay everyone. It's just not going to happen. I mean, look at the Yankees have been struggling for years by trying to do that and not having enough guys come up through their system.
And now they're potentially going to pay for it by letting Juan Soto walk at 25, 26 years old because you know what I mean. That's like the rumor, right?
They're going to have to sign him.
You would
I
think.
mean, if I'm not a Yankees fan, I hope they don't sign him, obviously. But the way he's playing with Judge, I don't know. They got to do something.
They can sign him and keep him over there for all I care. Like he's in the AL.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want him back in the NL unless he wants to come here. I mean,
yeah. If he wants to come here, then listen, we'll open the pocketbook.
Yeah,
we will open the pocketbook. We will open her up.
That's where I think this signing is so. I don't want to say massive, right? Because at the best, he's a 4th, 5th starter, right? But that's where this.
Well, hold on, is he?
Oh no, you're right.
I mean, his numbers this year don't equal a guy
you're right.
who has been a
right.
4th or 5th starter in this league.
But we've seen obviously with our two horses, right, Wheeler and Nola, we know what those costs are down the road, right? So if you don't extend him and you play that arbitration game. Now you sit there and you're right; those costs go skyrocket, and I don't know that the free agent class anymore is going forward is going to give you anything better for Cristopher Sanchez when he's making $3 million, $6 million, $9 million for us, right? You know what I mean? Like look at Taijuan Walker in our own on our own team, right? That's what a free agent contract looks like.
Finally,
in these days, right? That's what they look like, and we got Cristopher Sanchez for a third of that at the most.
Yeah,
you're gonna get Ranger. You get Ranger and him for the amount of money you paid for Walker.
Yeah,
and I tell you what,
and throw Turnbull in there too because he's only making $2 million.
The right finger inflammation or index finger inflammation just screams like, dude, you need to take a break for a minute because you're getting pitied.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they hit another barrel off you, and you didn't even pitch.
dude, that was unreal. Like, I mean, you want to
Get him out. I've had enough. I
He's
don't
the kind of
care
guy
what
who was like, he started looking at his glove almost in his hand. Like, he was like that kind of like the kid who's like, oh, it's the glove's fault. I dropped the ball.
Gloves. Oh.
He was like looking like after the last homer, he was like looking around like he was like so confused. Like, no, bro, you throw 91,
No.
and if you leave 91 up in the zone, it's gonna go out in a hurry.
It's gonna get tittied.
Yeah, and your
like-
splitter ain't doing nothing. Like
You're in split.
they're
You're
saying,
split.
they're
You know what
saying that
it's
he
doing?
can't throw his split or whatever with the finger.
doing
But I mean,
what?
he hadn't been able to throw it all year. So
Well, his split's been doing a lot. He's been finding a lot of barrels.
A lot of
that
barrels,
left the
yeah.
ballpark.
splitting right to the barrel. Just I can't watch him pitch. I'm sorry. Gotta get.
And of course, right, that was our opener to this series, right? I know, it was fun to say NLCS preview, right, or like rematch, but like that was the opener, right? That's what we had to watch Friday night.
That was Apple
know,
TV.
On Apple TV.
$9.99, by the way. $9.99. So I just paid more money to watch this
$9.99 for
contract.
Taiwan.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Unreal.
It's amazing. Like, this guy just keeps getting money, it feels like. He just keeps stealing money. I have no
$9.99
issue.
for Taiwan.
I have like
Unreal.
no issue with Taiwan Walker, to be completely honest with you. Like, I don't have a problem with him. I don't like hate him.
No,
You know what I mean?
no,
But
either. If he's
not
gonna throw
good.
okay, he's fine. But right now he can't be in the rotation.
no.
You're not one of the 5 best starters on the team. You're just not.
Listen, the way he's throwing, you probably have 5 better starters down at AAA, and that's not saying a lot. I'm not like telling you that they do. They're just better than him or the same.
I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, we've been talking about it, but it's such a no-brainer because of the fact that also Turnbull hasn't been as good out of the pen. He's been better as a starter. So, I mean, this is simple. It's very simple. Just slide him back in.
Yeah, and
Slider.
he wasn't overused in the bullpen either, right? So they kind of got what they wanted with this switch, right? Obviously, you owed Walker all that money. You had to give him the chance, and it also allowed you to limit the innings for Turnbull and continue to keep him healthy as you could, right? Like you can limit his innings, and now he's able to step back in and hopefully continue for us.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, Ted. They
The
did
Phillies
sign,
are great to watch. They're fun to watch right now.
Yeah, Ted. They did sign Sanchez to a contract.
4 years. I have the breakdown if you want it.
It's very team friendly.
Soft contact means not hard contact, right? Like soft contact, that's exactly what it means. If you need an explanation for it, it's a ball that's not hit
It's
hard.
like ball that's. I think they classify like balls that are hit under 95 miles an hour or under 90 miles an hour. Or something like that.
If you got goddamn eyeballs, like
Yeah.
you can go to
You
any
can tell
game.
soft contact. And,
Yeah, you
and
don't
hard
need.
contact.
Yeah, you don't need some data guy. You don't need a Harvard grad next to you spitting out numbers, right? You just need to have eyeballs. And if you have eyeballs, you can be like, oh, that was hit weekly. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that was hit hard.
That ball was crushed. Like Harper told me the other day. Crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't think he got it all.
Ball was ripped.
So Sanchez, 22.5 million 4-year extension. So next year, 25, he's making 1.5. Then it goes to 3, 6, 9, and 28. And then his option years are 2029 to 2030, a $14 million option for 2029 with a $1 million buyout, and a $15 million option for 2030 with a $1 million buyout. There's escalators in there for top 10 Cy Young finishes for those option years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen.
That's a steal.
It's a great
That's
deal.
a steal.
And it's a steal for him, too.
Yes.
That's a double steal. I mean, when you're talking about, these guys and what they
Double
come
steal.
from,
My favorite.
right? Like what they come from. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer for him to sign a contract because even like the buyouts are like 1 million and what, 3 million, you said?
I think they're both 1 million.
So
Both
1
a
million.
mil.
So
Yeah.
okay. So if he makes his all 22 up until that point or 24, whatever it was, and then he comes out on the option years and they buy him out and he still makes $1 million for the buyout, he walked away with 23 million. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for both. And it's a great job by Dave Dombrowski to probably realize that, hey, I have a guy that, that might jump on this, but even bigger than that, believing in giving a guy, an extension.
Yeah.
That's, had a year and a half of real time big league starts.
Mhm.
But to me, that's like,
Yeah.
if you're a baseball guy, that like, hey, I believe in his development. Like you heard Dabrowski talk about him,
Yeah.
and him sort of glaze him. So
Yeah, glaze
no
fest.
brainer. What up, Derek?
And he was
What up,
pretty
Derek?
candid too about it. Hey, this wasn't on the table a year ago, right? We weren't thinking about this, but his work and his work ethic have absolutely changed the conversation, and now he's an integral part. I think one of the other, kind of lower end storylines is you now have 4/5 of your rotation locked up, and you have arguably when healthy, one of the best prospect pitchers in the minors in Painter. Now all you need to do going forward is bullpen and offense, right?
Offense pretty good too.
Right, but going forward, like you don't need to be in on the free agent starting market.
No,
right?
I agree.
Like that's done now, right? 4/5 of your rotation, or at least 3/5 right now. Rangers probably coming within the next week or so, I'd have to imagine. That's locked up. So, you're not going to be in on the Blake Snells anymore, the Jordan Montgomerys, right? You might be in on some Spencer Turnbull types of signings.
You're going to be on like low risk, high reward.
Yeah. A guy that
fifth
could
starters.
Yeah.
Fifth starters, which is like, okay, that guy's not throwing a postseason game for me anyway.
Right.
So I've always
he's
said
dominant throughout the year.
Yeah, like an Andrew, and then the time you want to
like if we would have signed Flaherty and the way he's pitching for Detroit, like he probably would earn a spot on the postseason roster. What I'm saying, like that kind of
stuff. Or like okay, you bring a guy like Painter up, and now it alleviates his pressure a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Coming up as like the fifth starter with all these doggies around you.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Wells, I mean, he goes out and has a monster year the day he comes up, right? And you're like,
then changes the discussion. But
guy's earned himself a spot in the playoff rotation. But either way, you're just, man, this team is set up for the future right now. Looks like arm-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
It really does. And a lot of other stuff, because a lot of other stuff's paid for a minute. So they are definitely in a good spot. It's definitely not like, hey, it's our last year here.
Yeah, and we've had some good finds. Like not just them either. Like I mean, Hoffman was a very good find.
Thanks Harper for getting hurt, right? That's how we found Hoffman, right? Like, geez,
Hoffman,
do you imagine us falling into that? We're not that lucky usually.
So the ball off the face got that one, or was it the?
No, that was the UCL. When he was coming back, they brought Hoffman in to throw the BP. Hoffman was one of those BP pitchers for Bryce as he was coming back, like through the arm injury and stuff like that.
So what was he in the? He was in our system then.
No, he's a free agent.
No, he's a free agent.
He had come back over from Japan or thing.
He was cut by some team.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was just around and was like, I'll come through.
He was just throwing.
He was just a free arm. Yeah.
Oh, and Harper was probably like, dude, that dude's dirty. Harper was probably like,
he's got like a 1.6 ERA right now. So.
I guarantee Bryce Harper went to Dave Dombrowski and was like, that dude's dirty. You know what I mean? Like, bring that guy in. Like, I've watched enough big league pitching. Bring that guy in. There's something I would see that both parties really liked, about him. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's been a great find.
Yeah, he was. He was a great find. Who else is,
And then the work they did with Alvarado, right? Alvarado came in as as just an erratic machine. And what was it, 2 years ago?
Basically only threw to lefties against when he was on Tampa because he was too erratic.
And 2 years ago they sent him down to the minors, and ever since then he's been locked in as one of the best relievers in baseball.
He has been very good.
He's been at lights out too.
Think about that too, guys.
He still gets me a little nervous every once in a while, but
just grabbing something. But the thing is with like you look at all the guys that have like cleaned up their strike rates, right? Like think about that. Like let's go back to that original conversation, and all the guys that have have just worked on their location and all those things.
Yeah, I mean, listen, throw strikes. There's nothing worse than a reliever that doesn't throw strikes. Literally nothing worse. And if you throw strikes, you're in better shape because there's no obviously it's a lot easier to hit when it's 3-1 than when it's 1-2. So, I mean, you throw strikes, good things happen. You hit your spots like Ranger and Sanchez have been pitching, really good things happen.
It's funny. It's funny looking back at like some of these guys that we're talking about, right? That kind of like reclaim themselves. But then you look at some other guys like Brogdon or Andrew Bellotti who just couldn't find it, right? That just goes to show how much between your ears, is the biggest difference between what these guys do in the minor leagues and what these guys do in the major leagues.
You gotta be mentally tough, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can't be weak.
Yeah.
You don't want to be weak about it. If you're just tuning in, our poll question, you can still vote on it. The Phillies stole Cristopher Sanchez an extension, locking him up for a team-friendly deal. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Still vote on it. A lot of agrees for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Does anybody out there believe that this is a reach?
Is there anybody out there?
We'll wait. And if we waited, we might be waiting until tomorrow morning.
No, I was gonna say I don't think anyone can right now with how he's like.
Yeah,
You've been around here long enough, Wills.
I know. Listen, I'm well aware. There's always problems.
There's a
51
jackass.
and 26. There's someone like
Yeah, there's a jackass
he
everywhere.
left one up today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen,
Not a
He's been
postseason
great.
pitcher.
he's been great.
he has been. And for what you're signing him for, not saying it's going to happen, right? Because you can see the adjustments, right? And that's what you buy into, right? But even if he does implode, there is no risk to the Phillies with this type of money. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
No, not
At all. He's making $6 million a year, basically.
Yeah.
$5 million a year.
Not a big risk at all.
No.
We have some other things. Obviously, Nicky's been swinging it well,
Yeah, starting to get hot. We need that.
which we
It's
all
nice
thought
to
was going to
see.
happen. He has 9
And-
RBIs over his last 7 games, batting .393 in that span, and a 6-game hitting streak as well. So,
Yeah, he's been doing damage too. Homers and doubles.
well, guess what? This is about this
Same
team.
thing, right? That's that. He had 10 hits over the weekend, and 6 of them were doubles. Like that's insane.
It's a lot of doubles.
And
I think,
that's what he is. He is a doubles machine.
he always was. But I'll even
Yeah.
say bigger than this. Look at this baseball team on why they're the best team in the NL and the best team in baseball. It's because every single time this year, somebody has gone down, somebody else steps up.
Yeah.
Every single time. And Tom, how are they different? They're not Tom, how are they different? Every time, how are they different? Every single time, how are they different? Like you keep asking me. I'm gonna tell you, every single time that somebody goes down, there's a doggy stepping up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
Sosa.
newest case of that is JT goes down. You need one of your money guys step up. Now Schwarber does what Schwarber does in June, right?
Yep.
But
Yeah, and Bryce
Nicky-
has been hot, but Nicky has flipped the switch because he wasn't hot at all.
what? Hot?
He was,
Not hot, it's an
I don't think you. No, I was gonna say, definitely not hot, maybe cold. Possibly frozen for a little while there.
We froze it because he was on life alert for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. He was Elsa.
No, you're right though, Tommy. It's somebody new every time, right? It's somebody new every time, and
Marchand's been solid.
I was gonna say even from the actual position that we had to replace, Rafael Marchand has come in and drove some baseballs, right, and played really well. And I think the Phillies always knew that. It was just a matter of that if he could stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's a solid backup, very solid. And
For
I love Stubbsy. Stubbsy's good. It's a good guy to have on the club. I just like Stubbs. Good locker room guy.
Well, I mean, SJM, he says Dombrowski, as the panel noted, gets his credit and well deserved. However, Caleb Cotham, pitching coach, Brian Kaplan, pitching development has been nothing short of phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, they've been good, right? But who hired those guys? Not saying you're wrong. I'm like saying who brought those guys in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the old leader, the architect. And I think, Caleb got a lot of crap earlier on, but I think he's done a really good job. Obviously.
Yeah.
I think the numbers speak for that.
Yeah, he was
We
catching a
have the
lot of
best
heat
year in
last
baseball.
year. But they've obviously changed. Yeah, I mean, stupid numbers right now that our pitching staff is putting up. Absolutely stupid numbers.
Yep. Best ERA in baseball. By a good amount, too, I think. I think our starting ERA is 2.94. No one else is under 2, or no one else is under 3.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
And like, Saturday, Wheels does what Wheels does, right? Has a bad outing, comes back, shoves. You know what I mean? Like, that's what these guys do, right?
Yeah.
These guys, when they have bad outings, and they're going to happen, but when they have the bad outings, they come back and they get right back into the groove of what they had been all year.
Yep. I got no worries about Wheels.
No.
I just like watching him pitch.
The Phillies have actually gotten at least me to a point where I have very little worries or issues about them as a whole.
No. I mean,
you know what I mean?
It's ebbs and flows. We'll lose some games,
Sure,
obviously. We might go on a small losing streak, but we are a very good team.
Yeah.
And we're going to be very good throughout the season.
There's very little times where, like, I'm sitting there watching a game and I'm like, I'm like throwing a remote, right? You know what I mean? Like that we're doing something that wrong. Or like, oh my God, we can't lose this game. You know what I mean? Like, this is a must win. No. We're good. Yeah, you're right. We might go through lulls where we're not going to hit the ball, but we're going to go through lulls where we're going to rip some barrels, right? I think Bryce is on a 9-game hit streak.
Yeah,
Nicky's on a hit streak. Trey's starting to just
work. I was going to say Trey has looked good since he came back, which is good. Breaking news. Edwin Diaz thrown out of the game tonight for sticky substance on his hand.
Not necessarily breaking. Yeah,
he'll be suspended for that.
Not necessarily breaking. That happened a while ago at this point.
It just flashed on my phone that his faces an automatic 10-game suspension.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see the photo on A2 day. It's a lot going on that hand. A lot going on.
Little glaze fest on the hand.
Oh yeah. The Mets have actually been playing decent ball.
They had been since they got home from London, right?
The Grimace game. Grimace throughout the first pitch. They've been like 9-1 or 9-2.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I heard someone reference Grimace, but I didn't know like what it was. Obviously,
yeah, dude from McDonald's, Grimace.
Yeah, no, I know,
purple dude. Yeah, he threw out the first pitch like I don't know, like I think the first game back after London. And they won like their next 7, and I think they're like 9-2 since he threw out the first pitch.
That's incredible, and they're giving all the credit.
A lot of
That's amazing
going on for the Mets.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so awesome.
Grimace.
That's typical New York, though, right?
The Mets, but
that's typical New York, though, right? Like you start playing well, and it's not that you're playing good baseball. It's Grimace. It's all because of Grimace. Love it.
And I hate Edwin Diaz, so that's fine. Hopefully he gets suspended for a while.
Yeah, no argument here.
Yeah, I don't like him.
No argument here. Next 7. So we head to Detroit starting tomorrow, and then we come home. I thought we were on the following week we go on a little longer road trip. We come home for 4 against the Marlins. Those are our next 10.
6-1.
Detroit's pretty scrappy right now.
They're not bad, but they can't hit.
But
I think we are hurt.
I think we have the pitching. Maybe not so. We got Nola versus Casey Mize, Suarez versus Tariq Skubal, and then Spencer Turnbull versus Jack Flaherty.
Flaherty and Skubal have been pitching really well.
Yeah.
Skubal's a stud. Flaherty looks like
Skubal's their guy, and Flaherty, you're right, Wells, looks like he's the Cardinals' Flaherty.
Yeah, he's back. But yeah, I mean, Detroit, listen, we should win this series, even though it's on the road. We should take 2 of 3. I would love to sweep them. But yeah, I mean, they're not bad. They're tough. They're going to be tough for us to hit a little bit because Skubal's good, Flaherty's good, Casey Mize kind of stinks. But yeah, they can't hit though. They can't hit at all. They actually hit a little bit this weekend, but before that, they haven't been hitting at all. The guy that's been their best hitter all year, Kerry Carpenter, is banged up.
Is he out?
And yeah, he's out. And Riley Green
Riley
is
Green.
He's good. He's a good player. But after that, they have a bunch of. I mean, they have a bunch of like Veerling leads off for them. I mean, we know who Veerling is. Mark Canna bats in the cleanup spot. Like they don't have a whole lot of power.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I always liked. Not that he can't ever turn it around, right? But the start of the career for Spencer Torkelson has been kind of blah, right?
Very
you know
weird.
What I mean? Like,
been very weird. He had like 35 homers last year. Everyone thought he was breaking out, and I think they sent him to the minors.
Yeah,
I think they sent him back to the minors because he's been that bad this year.
Yeah, he has been very good. But the good news is, we only faced the one lefty. Scooble is the lefty, right? So we faced two righties, so we should have our regular lineup. I did like when we talk about, kind of finding ways to get at bats for certain guys. Right now it's Sosa, right? Finding ways to get Sosa at bats. I do like getting Schwarber in the outfield every once in a while to give either Bohm or Harper a DH day, right? And then that allows you to then, especially when we're facing a lefty and he's going to be kind of funky with his lineup. That way you're not sitting there running Pache or, you're not running your normal lineup. You're finding ways to still get guys in the lineup, unconventional too. I actually liked that lineup the other night against the lefty. And of course they mashed, so it didn't hurt that they killed the ball.
Yeah, Schwarber and Bryce been hitting lefties well recently.
Yeah,
which is always
Schwarber's got almost 360 against lefties.
Yeah, he's like 180 versus righties.
They're going to face a lot of lefties. You know that.
He's like literally like 180 versus righties.
It's the opposite splits. It's so insane.
He's really mashing left-handers right now.
Yeah, it's wild. And hand up. Everyone knows I do not like Schwarber leading off. I will say I'm finally not going to give him shit about it anymore. I'm finally over it. I'm over it. The guy's been getting singles. He leads the league in walks. I'm over it. He's still a fat turtle on the bases, but I'm done.
He goes first to third.
Stop it, Craig. Stop it. But I'm done. I'm done criticizing it. Okay?
He's done a few, Wells. He's done a few first to thirds.
He's got a couple. I got you. I bet you that Trey would have a lot more.
I mean, you gotta give him love because he's a guy like yourself. He's cut down this off season.
I agree.
You gotta give him love.
I'm a Schwarb fan. I'm a big Schwarb fan.
His batting average is higher than it's ever been.
I mean, he's hitting like 255 and he leads the league in walks. I can't. If he's gonna do that, he can lead off.
It's like it feels like he's batting 380.
Yeah,
he's batting 255 and he leads the league in walks. Like I feel like he's on base. Like he's on base again.
He is on base a lot. That's why I'm not going to complain. Hand up. No more.
Dude, they win. The biggest thing with them is they win when he leads off. Like you can't. That was my whole argument to you earlier. Like a month or so ago. Like I get it. I'm an old school kitten, right? I'm an old school kitty cat. But listen, we call it what it is. They win a lot of games when I'm up there.
They do win.
And leadoff homers are fun.
Yeah.
1-0 is always a good time. A 1-0 moonshot makes, I don't care at the highest level, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like at the highest level.
Yeah,
we're down already.
Yeah, like, this is fun. But you homer off a team. You homer off.
First pitch homers. Everyone loves them.
Yeah, first pitch homer against Miami. Like, they all checked that. Like, all right, cool. We're out.
Yeah, we get to watch Jazz Chisholm for the rest of the game. All right, cool. We're good.
6-1. That's what I got. 6-1.
I think they stay hot.
5-2 at worst, right?
I'm on board. 6-1 on board.
I think they stay hot. Yeah.
Tennessee won today, right? In College World Series.
Tennessee evened it up. Yes.
Yeah. Going to Game 3 tomorrow.
That might go back Tuesday, though. I thought I heard. I thought there was a weird day off.
Well, guess what? That would be smart for them because no one would watch tomorrow with Game 7 of the hockey on. So it's probably smart to do that.
Oh.
And I don't know why the hockey wasn't tonight. I hate. Why Monday?
Yeah, I don't.
Assholes. I get it. It's a long travel between, Edmonton and Miami. I get it. But, like, you can get done Friday night, travel, and then play Sunday. Let's go here. Let's go.
The only thing I'll say, it's so deep in the season, like, that extra day is big for the body for these guys, too. In a Game 7 where you're really going to get after it, too, like, in a long, they play a lot of hockey games. It's physical. I'm not the pussification of America police here. I'm just saying that extra day is important.
Sounding it a little bit.
No, I'm sounding like very factual.
A little bit.
No, there is no
Little bit.
triangle over here, babe.
Little bit. It's Pride Month. Little
We're
bit.
all meat. It's all meat and potatoes here. All right, we're all meat and potatoes.
Little bit.
Not telling you. I can tell you it's the biggest steak you've seen. I'm just saying we're meat and potatoes.
Not the biggest steak you see.
It's cold in here.
Who do we got tomorrow? Who do you
Shrinkage.
like tomorrow? Who do you like in Game 7?
I want Canada to continue to go through a drought, so give me the Florida Panthers.
I want Edmonton to win. I think it's going to be really tough for them to win on the road. I mean, obviously, they've already come back from, they've won 3 in a row here, so they got all the momentum, but it's a tough Game 7 to win on the road.
And I like McJesus, but like I said, I just continue to want to see just chaos, right? So another Canadian team just end up choking.
I don't need Bobrovsky winning another cup. Give me the Oilers.
There's another good one.
Yeah, I'll take Edmonton.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on the road, though. You're right.
I just hope that, I would like it to go to double overtime so I can watch some good hockey after I get home from work.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be fun.
That'll be awesome.
Probably will.
It'll be awesome.
That's why the extra day is important.
And Boston Celtics won a championship. That's all we're going to say about that.
Yeah, screw them. You know what's funny? Like I was told when I was up in
my roses
in Minnesota this last week, we were talking. How crazy has it been that like Florida of all places has been like the epicenter of like the hockey pinnacle in the last couple of years?
Yeah,
right?
Florida and Tampa, right?
Yeah, Florida and Tampa over the last few years have like dominated hockey, and not to say it's homegrown or anything, but like that's pretty insane to say.
Yeah, considering that they got roughly, they got like 700 people that care about hockey in Florida. So of course that those two teams would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
The Russian's coming though.
The Russian's coming.
The Russian is coming.
Huge news today.
That is big news.
Imagine being the Russian, dude, and the first person you see when you get off the plane is John Clark. Right? Johnny Airports.
See Russian too?
Did you see Ovechkin playing beach volleyball?
Oh my God, he looks like a monster, dude.
I'm not sure Ovechkin's breaking Gretzky's record.
He might not be able to play ever again.
Ovechkin looking as heavy as I am. Ovechkin I was like, oh, is that Ovechkin? What's going on over here?
Like a moose.
Dude, I get he's 40, but man, that's if you told me like, oh yeah, he's still in the NHL, I'd be like, are we sure about that?
He reminds me of. Do you guys remember that boxer Ricky Hatton, the British guy? He used to balloon up, in between fights, and then obviously work his way back. That's what that's got me reminding me.
Yeah, a lot of pints for Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky had some pints.
No. Quick answer to that, KZ. No.
KZ said, do you believe in Daryl Morey?
No.
I'm going to have a little optimism, and I do, right? And I said this on Wednesday. I've said this a couple times.
Now we definitely shouldn't.
Yeah, right. But when Daryl Morey was at his best, right? He still never won, right? But when Daryl Morey was at his best and created his best teams, he's had flexibility of being able to produce things. He was able to get creative, right? When he first got here, his hands have essentially been tied, right? He hasn't had very much cap flexibility. He hasn't had very many assets, right? And I think he's got that now. He's got
it right now.
He's got picks, and he's got cap space, and he's got roster space. So am I going to love every move that he makes? Probably not. But if you look big picture, when he's been at his best, and he's given us our best in Henke, has been when they've been able to get creative. And that's what he's able to do right now. So for that, I will believe in.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
I
I'm not
didn't
there.
sell you there, Wills. I didn't sell you
Nope.
on that.
I'm not there. I don't know. I mean, listen. I think there's moves to be made out there. Obviously, I'd like to see us make some moves. And I know you're going to talk about the draft. I don't want. I hope we trade that pick because I want us to acquire some actual talent.
What'd you trade
So,
then?
yeah. I want
you want to
Butler.
trade it, so what is it?
I want Butler. You don't want Butler.
No.
Why? Because he's a killer.
Because he's old.
I don't care that he's old. He's gone
And
to the
we've
finals.
seen this
Since
game
he's left
before.
here, he's just going to the finals. He just goes to the finals.
Yeah.
He's a guy. We obviously need someone that's not afraid to take a big shot in the playoffs because JoJo hasn't been doing it, and Jimmy's that guy.
Yeah.
That's what he is. I mean, that's just facts. Took the 8th seeded Heat to the finals last year.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get you. You're not the only one that wants to do that, right?
I get that he's older.
I'm not
and
giving
there's
up
a risk
multiple
in his
first-round
age.
picks for a 35-year-old. I'm not doing it.
I mean, I am. We got about 3 years of Joe peak left, I would say, right? About 3? 3, 4, maybe?
If you're lucky.
Yeah,
I
probably
was gonna
that.
say, like that might be the absolute most is 4. So you got
Greg doesn't like winners.
Apparently not.
Makes sense.
I don't
He's
know why.
anti.
No.
When a
But
guy's
Jimmy
got a
hasn't
little,
won.
when a guy's got a little bravado, right?
Nothing to do
You know
with
what I
that.
mean? But because the guy played different places, Greg claims he ran himself out of every place.
He did
I
run
mean,
himself out of everywhere.
He has run himself out of everywhere, but he hasn't in Miami, and he's older now.
He
Well,
did.
where's he ran
He
himself
just
out
ran
of?
himself out of Miami. Are you kidding me?
I mean, he didn't run himself out of Miami. They're gonna trade him.
Where was he
Dude,
really
he
ran?
ran
Where is
himself
he really?
out.
Outside of Chicago, where did he really run himself out of?
Well,
Chicago,
he definitely ran
Minnesota.
himself out of Minnesota.
And
For
here,
sure, because he challenged everyone to a fight on the team.
Okay, so it was Minnesota he essentially ran himself out of, not even Chicago. Chicago.
Well,
he
Chicago he did too.
Okay, all right. I mean, listen.
But he
grew
was
up.
good on Chicago for a while.
He grew up. All right, Greg.
Did
grew
he?
up. I don't know. And he's won a lot of basketball games, and he's going with less places that if like LeBron did that, they would have parades for him for losing in the finals. So, can we call it like that, Greg? Can we say it like that?
Who do you want,
terms of
Greg?
that? Oh yeah, who do you want, Greg?
I want them to keep the pick.
For what?
For
I
what?
want them to keep the pick. And
What? Draft Bronny?
No.
Here you
no,
go.
no.
Here you go. You guys, you keep the pick, guys. I love
What
the.
are we
I love
what
the.
are we gonna do with
I
the
love the.
16th
I love
pick?
the fucking keep the pick, guys. What do we say? Keep the pick. So we're hitting at 16 now, right?
It's gonna be a guy that scores 3 points a game for us next year. Awesome.
And it might
Can't
be.
wait. Can't wait.
Keep
Can't
the
wait.
pick because about the future.
Can't wait.
It's not even about the future, though. It's about getting younger. We have an empty canvas. Why are we going to keep going out and overpaying for
Because we're trying to
34,
win right now.
35,
Young guys don't win.
36-year-olds?
Young
If we have
guys
the best
don't
player
win.
on the floor, we
Young guys
should
don't win.
build around him.
Young guys don't win.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Young guys as key players don't win, but young guys as role players win.
They can. I'll give you that. They can, but we're not going to get a good player at 16. We're going to get a project.
You're not getting a project at 16.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Are you crazy? You watch the NBA draft?
Every
Yes.
fucking pick's a project.
I was going to say, past the top 4, they're all projects. You're all hoping.
I would say every pick you're getting is a project because your top 4 picks are usually 18, 19-year-olds. Okay, so semi-project when you're talking about a young kid. Okay, no matter how polished they are, it's still a project. So the draft is a crapshoot. So we're going to sit on here tonight at freaking 11:19 at night, and we're going to talk about projects and getting young.
Draft picks.
Getting young.
Yep.
Jerk me off. I
Yep.
did this. I've done this. All right, we've been down. Who we drafted? Who we drafted? We did this. Who we drafted tonight? Who we drafted? We've done it for years. Like I'm so over. I don't give a shit. Trade it for proven talent. Because you are not in win 5 years from now mode. You
No,
can
you're
worry
not.
about that. You
Do you
can worry
know who
about
I
that when
want-
we get there. Now. It is now or never.
I think Jimmy's more available than this guy, but the perfect guy
I
is
don't
the guy
care
that we
if
drafted
it's
and
Jimmy.
traded. Mikal Bridges would be perfect. Trade for him.
Is he though?
He's the perfect fit because he's a 3-and-D guy that can shoot and find his own shot. It's perfect.
Is he perfect? I mean, I know like we love him. It's like the
You
guy.
don't think
who
he'd
got
be a
away.
great fit?
I do. I don't
Bring
know
in
if he.
D guy that can get his own shot.
Listen, can you just listen to me? I don't know if
I'm
he moves.
listening.
I don't know if he moves the needle enough. For me.
I want him and Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Now you're there. Yes. Then I'm in.
Or
yeah.
him and I'll settle for him and Ingram.
No, I'd rather have Paul George over
But
Ingram.
I'd rather have. I don't want Paul George.
Over Ingram, I'd rather have Paul George.
Paul George will fit in because he's a fucking loser.
Okay. You want to do this? You want to do this? Listen to me. I'm not telling you that I want either one of them. You brought Brandon Ingram. I said all I said back to you
I
is
would take Paul George over Brandon Ingram.
I would take Paul George over Brandon Ingram. He's never helped.
Agreed.
He's never on the court. And he's a young kid who likes to get out and about. Ask around the league. All right? That's why him and Zion stink together whenever they play together, because they're more worried about partying together than they are winning basketball games. I don't need that in here. I need guys that are trying to win. Brandon Ingram is not that guy. Every dryer sheet on the internet hears the name Brandon Ingram, and they freaking share the post like Brandon Ingram's cutting nets down here. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. But I have to missing piece, Brandon Ingram.
It's strange that
no, he's absolutely flawed. 100%. I think he's flawed.
The Pelicans are just calling around the league trying to trade him.
He's an expiring contract, so to me, it's there's no risk, right? That's where I buy into that.
Now, Casey, now we're talking about guys. Sorry, Greg. Now we're comparing the 16 pick to Kobe. What the heck?
First off, Kobe didn't even play as a rookie. He sat the bench. So in that scenario, by the way, we're not drafting Kobe Bryant at 16. That's number one.
Oh my God.
Number two is
Kobe Bryant.
He didn't even play his first year. He sat the pine. So we would get a guy that wouldn't play next year. Great.
I love the guys who got it they're the smartest cats in the room on the keyboard. That's what KZ is half the time. Half the time I love you, KZ, but half the time you're the smartest guy on the keyboard. Like, oh, this guy forgot that Kobe was young. Yeah. He forgot. He's playing with the most dominant player in NBA history. I just want to riddle everybody that too. Not that Kobe wasn't great because he was, but when he was that young and he was winning because of who he was playing with too. That had a part in it. Playing with
if you remember when Shaq left, the Lakers stunk until they got what's it called? Powell.
Yeah.
They went back-to-back years without making the playoffs with young Kobe as the leader.
Casey, stop. It's too late for this shit. You know what I mean? It's too late for you telling us stuff we know. What I'm telling you is something you obviously forgot. You obviously forgot with you puffing your chest and now typing it twice that he played with the most dominant player in NBA history. That is the facts. Don't give me modern day NBA history. There was not a more dominant player than Shaquille O'Neal. And if you forgot, I suggest you go to YouTube right now. Come on back.
Facts.
I know you're on YouTube now, but go out for a minute, open up another tab, circle back and say, Tom, you know what? I know he was young. I said it, but you're right, because that's how good Shaq was. But you won't. You know what I mean? You're not going to do that tonight. Nor should you. Oh, my God. I can't with this. I can't. What do you mean? What? What playoff games didn't he play?
What are you talking about?
What playoff games didn't he play?
What, in 2012 when Kobe won a ring without him? Yeah, okay. He was old at that point.
Kobe's great, but Kobe didn't win rings by himself when he was young, first off. And who do you think you're getting at 16 that's Kobe Bryant?
Nobody.
Casey, I'm not telling you it doesn't take two to tango. Punch yourself in the head for 5 seconds and wake up. Wake up, please. Okay? I'm telling nobody.
I think the first ring they would have won without him.
You forget how good he was, man. If you want to forget how good he was and we want to go on the Kobe, I'm not going to listen. Kobe's one of the greats, but I'm not doing this tonight. I'm not doing this. We want to go on the Kobe.
Don't make us say bad words about a dead guy. All right, come on.
I would never say a bad word about a dead guy. I'm saying great words about a guy who's living.
If you force my hand, I will.
Great words about a guy who's still around. There's a guy still around. I'm going to say great words about. That's it. I don't forget. I don't forget how great he was. Right? KZ sounds a little young. You know what I mean? That's what KZ sounds. KZ sounds like he's like 29.
He probably remembers old Shaq. You know, like Celtic Shaq.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Big
He remembers the big cactus.
Yeah,
he remembers
the big cactus.
The big cactus.
Yeah. The big
big cactus. That's what he remembers.
Yeah. What was the nickname when you were watching Shaq? That'll let us know. All we need to know.
Yeah. When he was the big Aristotle, he was dominant. All right.
Yeah, you like to trigger everybody. When he was the big Celtic in Boston, that's what you want to talk about.
Yeah, Big Shamrock.
Big Shamrock.
The big chamois.
That's when he couldn't move. I mean, guess what? He still was probably 10-10, but he couldn't move anymore. When he was younger, he was dynamite. And he couldn't guard him. I mean, we literally got Mutombo just to try to put someone in front of him for that finals because we're like, we know we can't guard him, but let's just get somebody in front of him.
KZ, how wrong can you be tonight? That's my question to you. Like, KZ, how wrong can you be? Think about this. You're talking about when they went for the 3-peat. He ain't that young no more, babe. Yeah, you understand? You understand? You're that wrong tonight. Like, I will shut it down on No Sleep. I will shut your life down at 11:30 at night.
That's his 5th year, I think.
Come
right?
on. Like, come on.
5 years from now, Joe might not even be in the league anymore.
This is amazing. We're talking about 5 years now. Joe can't walk. Like, you're gonna get a breaking news. Joel Embiid is bedridden. Like, Joel Embiid is in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Maybe crushes if things go right. Like, this is what we're talking about.
He's got a van that he drives with his teeth now.
Yeah, 3D printed knee.
3D printed knee. Gotta get one of them fake knees, you know?
KT, I'm like, you know how many times I've been wrong in my life? Never. That's the facts, okay? And I made that up, okay? But in this situation, I've never been more right. And it's funny, and then this is what happens when guys are wrong.
I don't even like agreeing with Tom.
No.
You got to be fighting battles.
Guys are wrong. This is what happens. When guys out there are wrong, like when kitty cats get wrong and they know it, they write back stuff like this. Tom, you're that wrong or no. Like, you got nothing left in the tank. There's not another thing in your chamber to reach out to us with.
House cat.
Definitely. Not allowed outside.
Drinking milk from a saucer. Forgot what it's like.
Little baby sips.
That one got me. That one got me.
I love you, KZ. I love it. Sometimes we need this. You know what I mean? We need it to the life. We need it. One wrong sentence. You know what I mean? Wayne, I've never punched myself. I have, actually. I punched myself in the head before. More like playing days, you know?
Yeah, you get a little upset.
Fire yourself up.
Yep, the 3D printed meniscus. I mean, that might be the only thing he's been right about, KZ. Is he like, he did tell us, like, he's going to get hurt again. And we were all like, oh, what are you talking about? You don't know, he's going to be great. Yep, he was hurt again. Sorry.
I mean, I'm just convinced that he's going to be hurt the rest of his career.
Oh, Brian, I might not explode if we drafted 16. Like, I'm not saying that, right? I'm not like, oh, my God.
Yeah, listen, bring a guy in. That's great. I just rather trade the pick.
I'm not against it. But if I got a chance to go get guys that are like can help me win now, I'm an asshole if I don't.
Yeah, this should be win now mode at all costs.
Got a lot of guys with stuff on the line here. I mean, Daryl Morey's career in the NBA essentially rides on this offseason, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you can't butcher this offseason with this much money. Like, the league will look at it.
I mean, Greg said it earlier. This is the one time. This is his chance because since he's been here, this is the one time we got assets, we got opening spots, we got roster spots, we got everything that you need to go make a splash. Go get whoever you want, basically. You can get basically whoever you want.
Yeah, not this guy.
One opportunity.
Not Kuzma for 16.
No. Yeah, if we traded for Kyle Kuzma, that might be the worst move ever.
Marshall, now you got to go. Now you got to go get handsy with yourself.
A bigger loser.
Yeah, now you got to go get handsy with yourself tonight. You know what I mean? Now
he's actually a bigger loser.
Now you got to throw a haymaker. Now we got to see Martian on video throw a haymaker at himself for this statement tonight. Guy won 2 games. Cool, he scored 28 a game. He won 2 games.
First off, I can't even imagine having to watch him walk into the arena in those goddamn outfits that he wears. That's number 1. Number 2, the dude fucking stinks. Number 3, I think he's the worst plus minus in basketball over the last 3 years. He is a loser, capital L. Loser.
He's just asking. Martian just asking. Yeah. He doesn't want to be.
I'll take Zach LaVine over him.
Oh, here we go.
Also a loser.
Here we go.
Yeah. I mean, I would. That's the sad part.
Oh, I would. I'd take him over.
That's how much of a loser.
And he's a loser that's always hurt. There's 2 things I hate. Guys are always hurt and guys are losers.
Yeah,
he checks both boxes.
LeBron like Delonte Wested him. You know what I mean? Without the drugs. Like, that's what he is. He's playing, right? But he's like Delonte West, in my opinion. Just without the terrible addiction. He's got an addiction to losing. That's all.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I don't know if that made any sense where I was going with that, but it
addiction
felt
to losing, and he's allergic to defense.
But
he's none.
Bangs LeBron's mom. So he's winner in my book.
Who, Delonte? He's doing
Delonte.
Well. Yeah, he's doing real well.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing great. Delonte West. Oh, Delonte West. He had such a girl's voice. I remember I met him at St. Joe's. He was a little cocksucker.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was an asshole. So kind of. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Listen, man. Everybody's got drugs. Don't do drugs. Everybody's got choices. You know what I mean? Everybody's got choices. So
yeah.
I love how I do love how LeBron became the scapegoat for his drug addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like LeBron did it. Like, okay, LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron
Let's calm down. Yeah, LeBron does a lot of things. He didn't put drugs in Delante's nose.
Yeah, he didn't slip heroin down the across the table and be like, "This one's for you. Thanks for banging my mom.
Thanks for banging my mom. Here, have this.
This will really improve your game.
Would your body feel real good?
You ever want to feel real good all the time?
He's an American gangster. Like LeBron's like American gangster now. He's Denzel. Right? He's Denzel. He's sliding good stuff.
This is a brand name.
This is King James.
We got standards. Blue Magic, this is brand name. We got standards.
You wonder why I've been playing for so long? King James.
Blue Magic.
Blue Magic. Oh, it's a great movie.
Oh, we might go to hell for this one.
Oh, yeah, we're on our way.
Snort up, Delonte. Life's short.
Oh, my gosh. Don't let Mark Cuban hear this one. All right.
Oh, Christ.
I'm done.
Christ. Cubes.
Do love me some cubes.
Cubes.
I literally think
Cube's got a great gig. He sold the team, still sits courtside. People still like, oh, look, there's Mark Cuban. He owns his team. Like, he sold the team.
Sold majority stake.
Oh, God. No Levine, please, Don, please.
No. Don, your boys are a mess. I mean, you're the Pistons. Of course you're a mess.
They just can't get the number one pick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martian. I know. I digress. I'm sorry.
I digress.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
A little late. A little late. We're a little late in the program for that one.
It's almost midnight. It's almost a new day.
Fresh start.
Clean slate.
Sure, Durante's sleeping.
Yeah, slumped. Probably slumped somewhere.
Dude just went like.
What happened? Sorry, quick Delonte. Come back.
Yo, you did the Delonte.
You did the Delonte.
Oh,
we're not getting anybody.
That's a good laugh.
We will be with Kuzma. We're gonna get the way we're
Kuzma and Levine.
Yeah, we're gonna get Kuzma and Levine. That means we made it. We've been trying to make it, Don, for a while.
We've been trying to make it. Yep. Link in bio. Link in bio.
Say hi. Our link's real warm.
A hot pink center. Yeah. Man.
Sometimes I feel like we're not even live. You know what I mean? I hope we're not. You know what I mean? Part of me hopes we're not. I'm like, oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We can do whatever we want here.
Yeah, that's fine. We missed last week. Gotta catch up.
Gotta get a lot off his chest.
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious. Now, who do we have?
Anywho, let's trade the 16th pick.
Yeah, there's not a lot, but like, I'll be interested to see if like, it's like we're all looking at certain names, and it's
who's gonna even be available at 16?
But it's like, ooh, like not even the draft. Like, ooh, they trade the picks for player A. Name the player,
Yeah,
right?
listen,
We didn't expect it. We're like, oh, okay. I like
Okay.
that.
What'd you
Yeah.
think about that move this week in the Giddy for Caruso? It's a
Well, I
good
was
move
just
for it's a good move for Oklahoma City because they already have a point guard. Giddy's a good player. He'll probably improve Chicago because he'll be their starting point guard. But Caruso and Dort now you have two lockdown defenders. I like Alex Caruso. I'm a fan. Good player.
No, I like him as well, and I think that trade kind of shows you when we're sitting here talking trades, like we overvalue what we think is going to go, right? Like, I mean, we were assuming at least on Wednesday, like Caruso going to take a couple picks, right? You know, a couple first to get Caruso, and then you're like, I don't like him that much, but player swap. So it is going to be interesting to see what you could get for 16. I know Marshall was throwing names out there, but like Brogdon for 16, I could buy into Brogdon at 16. You know what I mean? For 16. But I agree. I think that deal helps both teams there.
I agree. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
I like-
Well, Chicago needs a
I
point
like-
guard because
Well, he's
obviously
not
Lonzo's not coming back.
Well, he's not even
Yeah.
a point guard, though.
Giddy, yeah, he is.
Eh.
I mean, he is a point guard. He kind of played off the ball this year, but they were probably going to move. I would assume they probably told him like, we're going to move you back to like you're going to come off the bench as our backup point guard because that's probably the best role for him on that team, on Oklahoma City. He'll start point guard for Chicago now. I would assume.
I know he's a guard, right?
He's like a point forward, kind of, but he plays. He definitely would play point guard if they didn't have SGA.
I get it. I get he can handle the ball a little bit. Like I get it. I don't know if he's like your prototypical point guard per se, but
He's a little bigger.
He can do a little bit of everything. I like Giddy. I think he's a good young player, and he's only 21, so sort of buys more into Chicago's plans at this point, I'm sure, which is trying to get younger.
And OKC's trying to win. So you get a guy that's like Caruso, a good player. He's been getting better every year, and he's a very good defensive player.
Giddy does love to get younger.
Yeah, we're right.
To Brian's point, though, I think Portland is an interesting scenario, right? I think they're very interesting, and I think it's why we kind of were talking or thinking of them at the trade deadline because they do have a whole bunch of pieces. And it's a matter of what they want to do with them, right? I mean, they're very rich at guard.
I'll take Simons off their hands.
Simons or Jeremy Grant, like hello.
I mean, I love Jeremy Grant. But I'll take Simons. I even like the young kid too. The one that's younger than Simons.
I ain't paying Jeremy Grant that kind of money though.
Yeah, he has a big contract, right?
I just don't think
Jeremy's
he
got a
does
big
it.
contract.
Tobias Harris, $45 million. What the hell do we got?
Yeah, I just don't know if that one's going to be the one that puts us over the top. That's what worries me.
I hear you.
You know, like if he was like if it was half that money, then yeah, right. I think I would think differently.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't know. Like I just think it's a name's going to come out of the blue that we're not even thinking of. It has to. Like there's nothing really out there outside of Butler, George.
Yeah, Pelicans are trying to give Ingram away.
They're trying to give Ingram away. Right?
The rumor is they offered Houston Ingram for Alperen Sengun straight up, and Houston said no.
Yeah. That's interesting, though.
Alperen Sengun's a pretty good player, but you would think that they would say yes to that trade. Unless, like you're saying.
Does he kind of take the ball away from Jabari Smith? Who's the other guard that they have?
Jalen Green,
right? So
no, I agree. I think Sengun.
I just think more of it's a fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that.
But it's interesting to see or hear that was a potential offer, right? Kind of going back to the Caruso, right? We sit here and we all assume that everyone just wants, picks. And I'm not saying they don't, but it might not take, it obviously didn't take 2 first-round picks because if anybody had them, Oklahoma City had them, right? So it's not going to take a ton of picks per se to get somebody, right? So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting us to make a move. Like if I had to vote right now, whether I thought that they would pick someone at 16 or trade that pick for an established player, I would think that they're going to trade.
I agree with you. Yes. Ultimately, yes. That is probably the route they're going to take. I just, unless someone comes out of nowhere, right? That name comes out of nowhere. I'm just not sold on any of those names out there the way you
unless
guys are.
unless we draft Bronny and sign LeBron.
Yeah, I'm out.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Which isn't happening anyway.
I'm honestly, I would always be. I've been out for a while, but we need. I know for a fact that LeBron's better than Tobias. So if they signed LeBron, whatever. I'm tired of losing.
Can we
win the playoffs?
Can't argue that.
I mean, I know that he'll play better than Tobias in the playoffs. That's facts. Now, is he as old as I am? And is he maybe, going to break down soon? Probably also true.
Or has.
I mean, he still had a great year this year, but he's at some point it's got to have to happen.
Listen, I'm probably one of the few guys out there too that like, I respect that guy on LeBron's career, but there's things I don't like, and then there's things that like the guy was good, right? And his longevity is something that his longevity is something that not a lot of guys will ever match, right? But I mean, he still makes us better. Now, does he make us a contender? I don't think so. That's the problem, because I don't think the defensive side of the basketball is as good.
Yeah, you would have to go. I think you would have to go get like a guy that's a really good 3-and-D guy. If you went to LeBron route, you'd have to get another guy that's a really good 3-and-D guy.
Well, Will, think about this. Like the Lakers' biggest problem was guys on the perimeter to be able to defend, and they have LeBron James.
Right.
So it just shows you that, yes, the offensive skill's still there, but to be able to man up and do some of the things that you need your wing guys to do, that's where LeBron has lost a step for sure. It's not even up for debate. He's not as good of a defender as he was even 3 years ago. Like even 3 years ago, he's always been an elite defender. He always has been, or a really good one, right? I'm not even going to say like elite. I'm going to say a really good defender his whole career because he's so long, because he's so athletic. It's just been natural. But you lose some of those things, and your offensive game can still be there because guess what? It's hard for him at this age to be able to give it on both ends.
Yeah.
Right. When you talk about a playoff game of 40 minutes, 38 minutes for a guy like him, it's going to be hard for him to give that on both ends of the court. So, okay, you might score 20, but how many are you giving up?
Yeah, true.
So that's why I'm still like, he's old, right? Like guys like George.
He is old.
Guys like George and Butler are almost like young kittens compared to him. That's why, like, as much people aren't all about Paul George, I'm probably more in on Paul George than I would want to be because of what's out there. Right? Because of what's out there. There isn't a lot of names connected to the Philadelphia 76ers, but that doesn't mean it's a name that's not connected. It's a name that ends up being here. And we're all happy anyway, because we have a lot of guys that we have to bring in. I mean, this is obviously just getting started, and there's a lot of
I think they've been saying that they want to bring back Oubre and like some of the veteran guys, but then after that, we're going to have quite a few open roster spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not political views, Casey. I don't really give a crap about that. I don't judge my players off of what they believe in or think. I judge my players on how they play. If he's still the best of all time, if he's still in his prime of his career, I give a rat's ass what he says. You understand? If you're winning me basketball games, I've been pretty clear on ATV about this for a while.
If I cared what athletes said about anything, I really don't.
I don't get. That's not my reason to dislike an athlete because you have a different view than me. My reason to dislike an athlete because I don't like the athlete. Right? You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. Like I don't get caught up into that stuff, Casey. I know there's plenty of people who do.
For sure.
That's not my style. Like I don't even give enough about politics to care if somebody's pounding the table for somebody else because somebody lines their pockets to say something nice. Like I'm like, listen, you line my pockets up, I'll be like, oh, hey guys, you want to hear my views on this, right? Because I have a platform to do it. So I'll never like have a gripe with somebody for whatever they believe in or per se like athlete wise. Like I don't care about that, or you get paid to do this. Dude, make your money when you can make your money. Like, you know what I mean? Your shelf life, not everybody's LeBron. So your shelf life for most players is not long. So clean
probably
up.
3 to 5 years, I'd say.
Clean up, dude. Every chance you get to clean up and make a couple bucks. I don't care if you're doing, tampon commercials and you're a grown ass man. Like, these are great. I buy them for my girlfriend all the time. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? It can be the weirdest shit in the world. I'm like, all right, make your money.
Yeah.
Brian says, I'm telling you, DeAndre Hunter is that role player we could get with 16.
He's been kind of a disappointment, but maybe a change of scenery. I really liked him coming out of Virginia, so change of scenery, maybe, yeah. I'm not against DeAndre Hunter. You need role guys to win. I mean, look at Boston. Obviously, everyone looks at Tatum and Brown, but I mean, Christ, how good was Derek White? Derek White was so good. Like, they have all these guys that are just good. They just bring off the bench. Al Horford is still good.
They also have a great starting five.
Yeah, really good.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it starts with getting your starting five right. And they have, listen, when you talk about Brown, Tatum, Drew, and Porzingis, I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that terrible move by the Bucks, by the way. Just such a bad move. You went and got a guy that's granted, he's like a shooter, a scorer, okay. But you went and got a guy that's a worse defender than Drew, and then you just basically let Boston get Drew. Terrible move.
Yeah, not the smartest. They haven't been the smartest organization here since they won.
Very true.
So, to be fair, Milwaukee, please stand up. They did. Greg, I think Kelly Oubre would be a guy that they're going to bring back. I don't, again, with all their open roster spots, they sort of have to bring some guys back. Obviously, Batum's been a guy they've talked about wanting to bring back.
Batum, Lowry, I think they were saying they want to bring all three of them back.
And I'm okay with bringing Kyle back. Like, I'm just okay with it.
Yeah, veteran.
You can't have, you can't have enough vets when you're trying to win it. Now, it doesn't mean, you can't. Listen, you can get younger and get older at the same time, too. So, there's a reason you have second-round picks, too, right? There's a reason, it's not all first round or bust anymore in the NBA as it always has been. You can find some guys in the second round if you do your homework well. So, I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be interesting. What is the draft next week?
No, it's Wednesday, Thursday.
It's this week.
Yeah, 2 nights.
So when did it become a 2-night thing?
This year.
They're going the way of the NFL, huh? Is it just the first night?
Yeah.
Why would anyone watch the second night? Who the hell cares about the second round of the NBA draft?
Who the hell cares about day 3 of the NFL draft?
Nobody.
There are some sheets.
Yeah.
You throw in your dryer. That
I
like that shit. No, I don't care.
I agree. I can't.
Then it becomes, I love that guy.
To watch day 2.
I love that guy. Then you hear a bunch of what a steal. What a steal. I heard when
the draft started at noon on a Saturday is when it was at its peak.
It was the best.
Yeah, they ruined
one day.
Assholes. Roger Goodell, asshole.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna show us the Joker commercial 55 times still. Like, this is why. Don't count out the second round. And I just said that you can get talent in the second round because you can. But the chance you get in the MVP is very slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, best second round picks of all time.
But can you get some guys that can contribute?
Manu Ginobili? He might have been a first rounder. What's it called? Was a second rounder? Jimmy Butler, right?
No, Jimmy, I think was a first.
I think Butler was second. He might not have been.
I like Will Shipley, Don, but I'm not like, I'll steal the 4th round. I don't,
30th pick.
Okay, so the very end of the first.
Yeah.
You're still right. Whoever was. Greg's right. Oh, wow. What happened here? Yeah, if Bronny doesn't get picked, there's going to be. There's Rob Pelinka.
He's going to go first. He's going to go first round.
Not that I pay attention to him, but did anybody hear Bill Simmons talk about how the Celtics should draft Bronny at number 30 just as like a big FU to LeBron and like kind of hold him hostage? I mean, obviously he'd play, right? Like, but obviously, like, I mean, Bronny would probably fit their team pretty decently, right? You know what I mean? But then just like, just hold them kind of hostage over there. Don't let them get to the second round.
Well, that's probably why we. That's probably why we trade
first round.
It's probably why we trade her first, because we have 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those goes with the first.
Yeah, could. Very
right.
Well could.
And they try to get a better package back from somebody. Not that it's going to be a lot better, but listen. I always say in any sport, though, if you draft well, you draft well. So
yes, facts.
If you draft well, you get guys in the second round that are on your roster at some point. Yeah, nobody cares. The Celtics won. And, again, like I've said for years, Jaylen Brown's the better player. So
Jaylen Brown had a great finals.
Just keep saying that. I've only been saying that for years.
He definitely had great finals.
Been trying to tell people. All right, Crumb of the week, boys. It's enough Sixers.
I'll go first.
You know what I mean? Like, it's enough Sixers. Like, when
Yeah,
they do something, we'll be here and we'll dive all into it. All the
We'll
rumors.
We'll be on Wednesday.
I got Edmonton. Greg's got.
I got
Florida.
Yep. And Wilson's got Edmonton. So. Canada. Then I don't agree to disagree.
Canada.
It was just at the border too.
Crumb of the week.
Thanks, Greg.
Angel Reese. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to be what you guys think, like for the hard fouls and stuff. My gripe with Angel Reese is become the villain. Like you clearly don't like Caitlin Clark. Start the rivalry. Become the villain. Why not? Like, embrace it. Like, she still does interviews like, oh, no, I like Caitlin. No, there's no beef. Shut the fuck up. You're like, fuck yes. I hate that bitch. They need this to be a rivalry in the WNBA, I think. I think she's doing a disservice by not embrace the villain role. Hick it. I think it would be even better for her if she did that. The way she's doing it now, like, everyone knows you don't like her. Bitch, just be honest. You're celebrating when the girl hip checked her. Be honest. Oh, no, I like her. No, you don't. Be honest. Embrace the villain role, Angel. That's why she gets Crumb of the week.
And they're still losing $50 million.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's like, they keeping her off the U.S. Olympic team. It just shows you how stupid women are. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, it just shows
she's the most popular athlete. She's the most popular athlete in the world.
It just shows how flawed the league is and how bad the league is, right? You have this influx of just not only just
she averages double the amount of fans at her games than every other game.
I mean, they sold out the Atlanta Hawks arena. Like, that's
what
like
are
5
doing?
times that they ever.
What are you doing?
They're still on track to lose $50 million.
Yeah, Greg, no one goes.
They're still even after
the
all
arenas
this,
hold 20,000 and they have 6,000 people there.
But hey, now we're flying. Now we're flying private. We're flying private now. How about you make a profit one time?
Well, they don't have to. The NBA subsidizes them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I'm saying their most profitable player, it's so dumb. It's just so dumb to keep her off the Olympics.
You're
such
absolutely right.
Stupid. If you look at it from trying to grow the brand and sell tickets and everything, it's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. So stupid.
Definitely not smart.
And they're like, oh, well, she would hardly play. Okay, so who cares?
Christian Laettner didn't play.
Yeah, who cares?
But he was, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So dumb.
No, on all accounts.
No one wants to go there and see 75-year-old Diana Taurasi, right?
Yeah,
who was a stud, right? Like, who was a stud?
I don't watch the WNBA at all, but I know that Diana Taurasi's old as dirt, and there's another girl apparently who hasn't played yet this year. It's coming off like a knee injury that they added to the roster.
Yeah.
Like, remove her, add Caitlin Clark. It's very simple.
Yeah. I still have not watched a second of anything. College game, WNBA, it's trash.
Caitlin Clark's pretty good.
She's all right. Yeah, I have no problems. I just don't care to watch it.
Yeah, it's jumpers and layups. I mean, it's how it's always been. Jumpers. Yeah. Let me guess. Jump shots and layups.
And terrible jump shots and layups. Like, that's why Angel Reese keeps getting double-doubles, because she keeps getting her own rebounds because she can't shoot. She's not even skilled either. She's not even good.
the
Angel
steal
Reese
that they kept
like,
showing
if we're
her
gonna go in
steal,
on Angel Reese stinks.
They kept showing her steal yesterday, where she like dribbled
Where
down
she
the
double
court. She
dribbled?
double dribbled 3 times. She double dribbled 3 times down the court. How's that even possible? How's that even possible?
But special whistles though, Wills. Special whistles.
Yeah. Special whistles. Yeah. That's why she should just embrace the role. Stop dropping stupid little things like special whistles. Just be like,
she said she was the villain, but you're right. She
that.
said she was the villain, but then she keeps backtracking.
Yeah, stop backtracking. Lean into it. If I was on her team, I'd tell her to lean into it.
Lean back.
Yeah, I have no comment on the women's game. So,
are you not watching?
I'm not watching. No.
Sexist.
No,
it's your fault. It's your fault they're not doing well.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 I mean, the jumpers and layups got me. I mean, tonight on the highlight at the end of that game with the Fever or whoever the hell Angel Reese plays. I mean, the game-winning shot that Caitlin Carp passed when she got doubled for the one girl, she shot it off the freaking the shot clock. I mean, shot off the shot clock. I mean, that's the game-winning shot. Like,
tough to do.
You watch a lot of NBA games, you ain't seeing that shot go.
You mean that did pique your interest, Tom?
Yeah, like you're gonna need a lot more Caitlin Clarks to pique the interest. You know what I mean? Like you need a lot more like smooth basketball players to pique interest, not like some 6'9" girl who can't move and just threw it like this off the freaking shot clock. Like that's your shot? Okay.
Yep.
That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, very, very much not skilled. No, I mean, we're here. You know what I mean? It's a worldwide leader, real talk. I mean, you know, and I know people are going to tell you.
Criticize. We're not allowed to see. First off, I would consider that a sexist take. We're not allowed to. I criticize women just as much as I criticize men because I'm a fully involved person here. I don't care who I criticize. I criticize everybody.
I'm fully involved.
Fully involved person.
I didn't know where I was going with that.
He's invested in the crushing everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's an open day for me. I'll take shots at anybody. I don't care.
Open season.
Open season. Open season. Open season.
Crumb.
Yeah, the idiot protesters that stormed the green at the golf tournament today.
Like, I will say I love tackle? A good open field tackle.
Did you see that tackle?
Just like a nerd. I love a nerd getting open field tackle.
It's the last hole of the tournament, and the idiot protesters decided that they thought people cared about what they think, and they stormed the green as the leaders were there. 5 people got arrested, and yes, there was one heck of an open field tackle from one of the cops. Just absolutely drilled the person.
Yeah. Probably ruined the green. Buried this dude in the
probably
green.
Ruined the green. And they had people that were at Stonehenge too this week. It's just, come on, what are we doing here? But sports wise, we're at it's a golf event. Who cares? No one. That's who. No one.
Chevron makes people unhappy.
Climate change, Greg.
Yeah.
Chevron. We're not doing this tonight. You know what I mean?
I'm not even gonna comment.
No. Well, hi, Rob.
I'll reserve myself here.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do the same.
We'll have protesters.
Yeah. Yeah. I might hang a gas station sign from right on the back of me here. I mean, like golf A2D. Exxon A2D. It's in the back. Fill up every day. Some people are so bored, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like the world is full.
Who's got the time?
Yeah, like who? Like
Go to
how much
work.
you making? Yeah, how much you making? You got time to run on a guy, like, you know what I mean? What do you do for a living?
Granted, it's Sunday, so you didn't necessarily need to work. But yes, I hear you.
There's no conversation.
I'm going to go to the Travelers Championship, and as soon as the guys that are in the leaders get to the final green. We're going to run on there and throw some stuff on
And
the
spray
ground.
paint of all things.
Spray paint.
We're going to
First off,
spray paint.
And guess what? Guess what? If we're opposed to climate change, why are we using spray paint? Isn't that bad for the environment?
I've heard about those aerosol cans.
Just saying,
we're
aerosol
not
cans,
smart.
they're pretty bad. Holes in the ozone layer.
It does. That's what I heard.
So they probably.
So not only are they protesters, they're morons too.
Well, they
Oh,
probably
we do
scratch
that.
and sniff those cans.
We do that.
Too. Probably a little scratch and sniff going on in those cans as well. Wouldn't be surprised.
I would,
little inhale.
I'd probably bet it.
Little inhale, exhale, talk.
Great form tackle by that cop, though.
It was
Awesome.
phenomenal. It was the best.
Yeah,
There
but
is really nothing better. There's nothing better than dudes just getting dropped.
He'll be sued. He'll be sued.
It is
somehow.
Connecticut. You're probably right. Yep.
Yeah, he'll get sued somehow. He'll be out of a job. Tackle him too hard.
Casey said,
Somebody-
this is how you go viral.
Somebody in the comment section of one of the videos was like, I wonder if Scotty was okay. There's a lot of cops around.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
good old.
Yeah.
Off the rails.
Yeah, I just, you know me. It's tis season the Crumb umpires. So here I am. Here I am. Like I just can't. Like I can't watch. Like guys call pitches like at the neck, like and ring guys up, or at the feet and ring guys up. So I had to tell the guy, I can't watch this anymore today. You know what I mean? I can't watch it. I told him, and you know he said, I said, dude. He's like, that's not up. And I said, listen, it's up. It's up if I'm standing over on that football field over there. I could be on the Boeing 747 that just flew over here. You understand? That's what I told him. I could be on I literally told him, I could be on the Boeing 747 that just flew past us here to Elizabeth. I could be on that plane. I'd be like, oh, I missed that one. So I said to him, and he didn't.
You didn't like that?
Sure, he loved that.
He did not. So he goes, hey, it's your warning. And then some jack off, like some jack off fans, like, throw him out of here. And I said, I would love an air conditioning car. That's why I yelled back to him.
Threatened me with a good time on a 100-degree day.
Yeah, and I'm like, I thought I was making a good joke. And he's like, you're gone. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, I said nothing back to me. I said, I wasn't talking. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to. I said, you came over to me in the first inning, want to talk about our fans yelling at you, and now you want to then toss me for yelling at a fan? What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? So he's a Crumb.
Yeah. And first off, I would the same.
Yeah,
I
tell
would
me
give
it was
the same
hot
answer.
too. Right? Yeah, tell me it was hot in the first inning. Like it's hot. I don't need to hear this. I said,
No
yeah, it's hot
shit,
for
it's hot.
everybody, buddy.
Yeah.
Not for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm freaking all black over here on purpose. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm all black like it's a goddamn funeral in '98 on
You should have
purpose.
told him. You should have told him. If you don't need to hear us, make better calls. I don't tell you.
Yeah. I was like, dude, come on. You just changed your whole zone up within an inning. Because the game's 3-0. Because the game's 3-0. Like now you're upping to the score. I got you.
Which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, or you're upping because they seem better than us right now, right? Like
yeah,
that's
I don't even care. I don't even care if you're consistently bad. Just be consistent.
Yeah, he was not the reason.
Inconsistency.
Not the reason we lost that game per se. Not the reason we lost. Just thought it was funny, but I also told the kids like, "Hey, we're gonna keep being lethargic here. I might get tossed next inning on purpose. All right, I might get tossed because I'm the only guy here that wants to be here. It seems like that's why that was my speech. Next half inning, go
Tossed.
See it. I'm hunting, and I was right. I got screenshots of the calls, and I'm like, "Yep." I know I put a new pair of contacts in today, but I was freaking money. Lasered it. Like the sides, the only place I'm gonna get on you up and down. I can't get on you up. I can't get on you in and out, but right. I will ruin you up there on egregious shit. Like if you're like borderline, you're like, okay, but like here or at your toe, like what? Did you not see? I know it's hot. You told me. You mentioned it. I did it for 10 years. I told him. It's been hot. Yeah, I've been hot.
A grade.
If you want to do this, or I'll always give them, guys, it's not this hard. Like, why do we have to make it this hard? Because I can tell by the way you throw the ball back to the pitcher if I'm in for a good day or not.
Oh yeah,
I can tell a lot. right? You get the guy
They probably don't like that one.
the guy looks like he's he's a righty, but he's like maybe he's a lefty. You know what I mean? Because that was tough. That was tough.
That
I
was
don't understand
difficult
why
for
guys would. Why do guys want to ump if they don't know baseball? If you can't throw a baseball, you shouldn't be able to ump. That should be fact.
Okay,
That should be number one.
It's money. I mean, it's money.
How much money do they get paid? I don't think you can pay me enough to stand out there in 100 degrees in the umpire gear. That's got to be rough.
$80 to $100 a game for an hour 45.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
It's more than I thought. They're overpaid. They're overpaid, honestly.
Oh, because nobody wanted to, because they got to the point nobody wanted to do it anymore, like myself, right? Like, I knew I was good, so when you were getting on me, enough. You probably had 20 guys who walked through over the last week that were downright hideous and atrocious, and you want to do that? You want to come at me when I'm the most consistent cat in the world? Like, no, we're not doing it. I would talk. I got to the point where you would say rabbit ears, or I wouldn't call it rabbit ears. I was good, so I'll throw everybody out. You understand? I'll launch everybody. What'd you say? Like, I'll hit you with that. Like, if I knew I was on and you were like, where's that at? I told you where it was at. It wasn't a strike. Like, I'll start firing back like that to the point where it got bad. It got bad because it was 8 years of just somebody's got something to say that I know doesn't know the game.
Yeah.
You know, it was too much of that. Like, at least I'm a guy. I feel like I know it. So I'm not going to get on you about stupid shit. Like, I just don't. You know what I mean? I don't do it. It's got to be like egregious and hello, hey,
we're here.
I'm here. But it's like I don't.
Checking
when guys are good, like the best guys go unnoticed.
Yeah.
And I always felt like for years I went unnoticed, but then you would just you run into the dryers. Down 9-0, arguing balls and strikes. Like your team stinks.
Yeah.
Okay, like I got you, bro. I got you. All right.
Let's just get out of here. Not like now, but like the game. Like, let's just get out.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah,
we can do both.
But real quick on that though, I heard an interesting argument someone brought up about major leagues, right? And the argument he was making is there's a concerted effort by Major League Baseball to have these umpires be absolute dog shit. So that way, when they do introduce the robot umps, we're all on board.
I don't know. I don't know about all. I think that's a lot. I'm not sure how true that is, Greg.
But they have been
want
dog
the
shit.
umpires to be dog shit. They haven't been great. That's for sure.
Greg's got a conspiracy theory here that the umpires are dog shit because I think the umpires are dog shit because these guys' movements on pitches has just become better and better, and it's like hard.
Yeah.
And there's not enough guys like sticking pitches, so you notice a lot of mistakes are like guys are behind catchers that really stick well and frame well, and they steal shit because shit moves so much. Like, I'm not making excuses for these guys.
No, that's a fair point.
But that's my only rationale is it's got to be that these guys are just throwing absolute fucking smoke at 98. Like, you got a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. Like, how do I even see that?
Right.
Like, and I'm back here all day, dude. Like, I watch it all the time. Like, how do I not pick that up? Because obviously they're not. The younger guys probably do it better, but some of these older guys, your eyes aren't as good, babe. You know what I mean? Your reaction time gets a little slower. I don't know. That's just.
I think you're right. And honestly, I always thought. I see sometimes people get mad now, like if the catcher sets up outside and the guy throws it back inside, but it's in the strike zone, but the catcher has to move his glove all the way over. Like I'm used to that being called a ball. I think it should be called a ball. If he missed his spot by that much, now if it was the robot, it's in the strike zone. It would be a strike. But I don't know. Like I feel like when the catcher moves a ton, the human umpire almost always calls it a ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell. But great show.
Always.
Yeah.
Cool. That's Brian Wilson. That's Greg Milwakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. We love you. We appreciate it.
The Russian is coming.
The Russian is on his way.
Yeah. And Game 7 tomorrow. So that should be cool.
Yeah.
Of course, it's on a Monday. Fucking morons.
We're on our way out. We're back to the Monday. You know what I mean? We're back to the trigger.
I just thought that's so stupid. It's almost as dumb as leaving Caitlin Clark off the All-Star team or the Olympic team.
No, that's worse, for sure.
Like this game should have been today. Should have been on Sunday.
Yeah. He might be right. I don't know. But great show. Thank
Yeah,
you,
good
Doc.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. Locations, Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Hopefully we'll see you next week if we're still here. We're out of here.
Don, KZ, Martian. Love you guys chiming in always.
Delonte, we appreciate you for your time tonight.
Stay slumped.